What's going on, people, and welcome to another episode of Too Many Games, Not Enough Time. Now, I've got my hood on because my headpiece is looking worse and worse. It is getting worse, but it's all good. Yes, it is quarantine now. I'm very happy today. I have a young lady who is very creative. She is a talented YouTuber. She is a talented streamer. She's a gamer. She's all about that sock game. Yeah, if you know, you know. She's about sock life. You get me? Sock gang right out here. We have the one and only Tazziii. Welcome to Too Many Games. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. No, yeah, I'm great. I'm actually really good. Really good, yeah.
Firstly, I gotta say I love your top. Super sick. Nice and red and bright. What is those? The collar bits? I mean, the string bits.
Yeah. They've got like some, I don't know, like geometric Aztec-y type pattern on it.
That's it.
I like those little touches, you know.
Like it. And I see you got your Ring Fit adventure in the background.
Yes.
Are you been using it to keep fit?
Do you know what? Since lockdown started, I've not used it. But I have recorded a series for my channel, so I did like 6 weeks of like just completely every day.
It out.
Yeah, absolutely.
How have you been coping with quarantine?
I haven't just been coping, if I'm honest. Like, that word just does not resonate with me in this situation because I'm absolutely flourishing. Like, it's like I've not even had that much time to play games. I feel like as a content creator, I've had to do exactly that, create content, right? People need me right now. But I also got like a new gig going on with a new app. So I feel like working on that and trying to learn that, as well as like doing a lot of work on myself. So I took this opportunity to get a new workout routine because I don't have the pressure to be running on the time that everyone else is running on because everyone's kind of running on my time now. Like,
welcome to Too Many Games. Now, in Too Many Games, we sit down and discuss what games that we're playing now. We're in quarantine. Now, the biggest complaint from any gamer I know is there's too many games, but we don't have enough time to play. But now we're all in isolation. We're quarantined. We're not really allowed outside. So we've got more than enough time on our hands. So now you've got a bit more time on your hands. What are you playing?
So yeah, I mean, you know me, like you asked me one time, what's your favorite game? And I had a bit of a breakdown because I was like, how'd you answer that? So I've been playing quite a few like games here and there. But I recently...
Before we skim over that, like, yeah, I asked her, every time I meet gamers, I'm like, what's your top 3 favorite games? And she was like, I cannot answer that. You can't answer me that question. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I can't answer that question. Like, she was not feeling that question one bit.
No, like, there's so many games and like they all have their different like feel and mood, so it depends what mood I'm in. Like I have so many consoles as well. Like I don't just have one console. I have like, for this gen, I have Xbox One, Switch, I've got my PC, previous gen, PS3, 3 Xbox 360s. Like I've got Nintendo consoles, like I've got my NES, I've got my GameCube, I've got like my PS1, I've got, I don't know, all the Nintendo handhelds, like and you're trying to make me pick like 3 games from all of that.
There's a lot.
I can't deal.
So what have you been playing?
So there's like 3 main games I've been playing at the moment. Pokemon Shield.
Okay.
Bless Unleashed, and I've been doing like a massive playthrough of the Halo series. So we're on Halo 5 at the moment.
All right, so let's start with Pokemon. First of all, why did you decide Shield over Sword?
Well, Ponyta. That's it. Simple as. Like, I saw Ponyta was exclusive for Shield. Yeah. And I saw the Ponyta. I was like, oh my god. And I'm one of these people, I really like to keep as much like a surprise as possible. So I was like really avoiding seeing anything. Like I wouldn't even watch the trailers. I was like, I know I want this game. Keep everything a surprise. And then I accidentally saw that Ponyta was an exclusive for Shield. And I was like, that's it, I'm getting Shield. So
well, I bet you're glad that you saw that now, because you would have been pissed if you got sword and then Sopanita and be like, you can't have it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I would have been fine because like
Could've
my
traded.
boyfriend's got sword, so we would either way we would have had the opposite game.
Yeah.
But I wanted it in my game, you know. I want to see those glorious Bonitas just randomly bump into them, you know.
So when Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, there was a lot of backlash from gamers because people was expecting it to be almost like the Breath of the Wild of the Pokemon series, like it being on a home console. Even though the Switch is a hybrid, people were really expecting something that was going to go to the next level. How do you find the game? What do you love about it? And have you been disappointed, or do you feel like the Pokemon Company gave you the game that you needed?
Oh my god, there's so much about this game that I love. Like literally, we've spent hours. Like this is our setup, yeah, for when we play Pokemon. Like we sit on the sofa and one of us has it on the TV and one of us has it on handheld. And then when whoever's got it in handheld battery runs low, we swap it over. And we've been playing along, so we're both at the same point in the game as we've gone through it. Because I really hate being left behind, but I take my time on games. Like
that's dope. So you've almost found a way to play it as multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly. But there's so many aspects of it that I love, like the wild area. Like, let me tell you this, yeah. You get to the wild area so early on in the game, and I kid you not, I stayed in the wild area for so long. Because I was just like, what is this place? I need to explore. I was like leveling up my Pokemon. My Pokemon have always been like way above the level needed for each gym. Like,
so Pokemon's obviously it's a JRPG, and it's obviously it's a simpler JRPG. That kind of grinding, that kind of self-grinding straight from the beginning to be able to just knock out any enemy going forward, is that something that you learned from the Pokemon games, or is that just your addictive nature? Like, I love this, I'm staying here, I'm not going anywhere further?
Do you know what? I am normally the person that like just doesn't do grinding. Like, I love RPGs and I hate grinding, which is like the polar opposite of what happens in those games. I was just so amazed with the wild area. I was just like naturally exploring, like I would if I was like to go out in the real world and find like a cool, nice area. I would just explore, and it just happened by accident. Like I didn't go with a purpose to grind. I was just exploring. I was just like, oh, what's over here? What's that shiny thing there? Like, let me shake this tree and get some berries. So it's just like a complete accident. Normally, when I'm playing Pokemon, I only do the bare minimum I need to level up to do the next gym. But this, I was just stuck there. I was so fascinated.
That's dope. I love it. All right, so I grew up as a Nintendo kid, and from a teenager, I've always been a Sony fanboy. Love Sony consoles. So you said you've been playing back through the whole Halo series. Now Halo is the game that is synonymous with Xbox. Anyone who loves Xbox, grows through Xbox, like it's my brother's favorite game and favorite series. What made you decide to go back through and play the whole Halo series again?
So my first like experience with Halo was Halo 4. I was late to getting an Xbox. I was so anti-Xbox for so long, and I'm the complete opposite now. So like, I've always been a Nintendo girl, like to my core. And then I got a PlayStation 3. Like I've always had the PlayStations, but not like, you know, in my life as like the main console. And then like I got a PlayStation 3 for like Call of Duty. And for ages, I didn't have a 360. It wasn't until the Kinect came out, because my mum wanted the Kinect as well, because we're very active. So it was like, oh, that's cool, like video games and activeness.
Yeah.
And then, like, it wasn't until so late that I got Halo 4, and I started playing for that. I really liked it. Played through that, and I got a Halo Xbox One, and played through 5. And then I was like, do you know what? This story is actually good. Like, I want to understand the relationship between Chief and Cortana. Like,
Oh, so you literally started at the end and you're going back to experience it. It's almost like when people haven't watched the original Star Wars and they've just seen the new ones and they're like, okay, I get it, but who's this Luke guy? Why should I care about this Luke Skywalker? Let me go back so I can understand the full vision.
Exactly, it's exactly that. So, and like my boyfriend, massive Xbox fan, he's an Xbox boy all day.
So he's the one who got you onto the dark side.
And then no, before we like started talking, I started playing Halo. But because he's so passionate about it, I was like, and he always talks about the cutscenes, yeah. And I was like, it's a co-op game, and you can play this co-op. I love a good like story co-op game. Yeah, I really want more story co-op. So I was like, well, we can play through it together, right? So that's exactly what we done. We played through. We've got the Master Chief Collection, so we played through from 1 all the way through. And yeah, like it's just such a great experience, and because it is co-op as well, it just added that layer for me because it was something we could experience together.
I completely agree with you. I feel like there's not enough story co-op games, like to be able to experience, because usually you have two types of gamers. You have gamers that just want to be competitive and go at each other, which is why games like FIFA, Call of Duty and Fortnite are so, and like Mario Karts and stuff like that are so successful. And you have the gamer that's more of an introvert like myself, who likes to experience a story and be taken on a journey of that story. But there's nothing to say that you wouldn't want to go on that journey with someone else. And that's one thing that I think Halo's been able to do on a big scale that a lot of games haven't.
100%. Like, and I'm a bit of both in that mix. I could like, even because Halo, even if you play through co-op, you can make it competitive. You can turn score count on or off. But there's no way I can compete with my boyfriend, man. Like him in shooters, it's just like, if I want to win against him, I like get a platformer out and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
You say you think you're bad. Let's do Super Mario Bros. And let's see what you can do now, bro.
Trust me. But like, so like I can be really competitive, but for us to experience a game together, we have to be on the same side or not. So playing something more co-op like that is like really good. But it's why I started streaming, because I have all these like single player games that I want to play through, all these great stories, and like I'm just sitting here and experiencing by myself, and I'm like, where is the person to like sit there and be like, oh my god, are you seeing this? So it's one of the reasons I started streaming. It was like Last of Us, I played through that, and that, like the guy I was with when I started that game, like we broke up before I finished it, but because we played it together, because I don't like playing horror games by myself, and like I felt like he was missing out on the story, so I'd been texting him like, we've broken up, we were still on good terms, but I just said like, oh my god, you never guess what happened, like. And then so after that I was like, I wanted to get into streaming and experience like those games. So yeah, like a co-op story for me is like the best game, especially if you can add a little bit of competitiveness in there as well.
That's amazing. So The Last of Us is one of those games in my top 5 best games ever. It's not scary at all.
Clickers are terrifying.
So I take it you haven't played Resident Evil 3 yet. You're like, nah, I'm not about that life.
I played the first time I played Resident Evil, yeah, I was way too young for it. It was like on the stack of games, and my mum trusted me to not play like the games I'm not supposed to. And I think like everyone was downstairs, and I was upstairs like playing Spyro or something. And I was like, I'm gonna try it, put it in. Oh my god, terrified for life. Good. The first time I played,
you're too rotted fast. That's why. Good.
The first time I played a Resident Evil game that wasn't like at an arcade. Since then is I think last year, and I played like the first Resident Evil on stream, and I'm not good with horror, like slightly horror. Yeah. It doesn't even have to actually be horror. If it hints to horror, I get worked up. I get worked up in my own head, like. I screamed while I was playing Warzone the other day, like full-on horror film screamed.
This is Warzone.
Because someone opened the door and made me jump.
That's hilarious.
I'm not good.
Alright, so my second question is, as a gamer, we always complain that we've got no time, We've got a big backlog, and we're going to go back to this game. We're going to go back to this game. Your backlog's probably bigger than most because you got 10 million consoles. And we always say we're going to go back, and we never do. So now you've got a little bit more time on your hand. What game from your backlog would you like to go back to other than Halo?
The Witcher 3. I've not played it yet. And I've read the books. And I have watched the series twice. I'm on my third run.
The Witcher Wild Hunt is incredible, and you need to play it. What are you planning to play it on, your Switch or your console?
I'm going to play it on my Xbox because it's in the Game Pass, and I have Game Pass. So I was like, perfect. It all just lined up. It was like, here's the game you need to play.
I would recommend not playing it on the Switch for your first time. I think the Switch is better for a second playthrough, but I don't think you should. I think if you're going to play it, you need to experience it on a TV. And that is an incredible RPG.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like, especially as well because you know the lore as well, and you understand it. Like, you'll be sucked in so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely one. All right, so I'm in quarantine. I'm locked up. I'm here looking like Captain Caveman and all of them thing. What game do you recommend I should play while I'm in quarantine?
I mean, I would recommend playing Halo, especially Halo 5. For me, it's a great quarantine game because you can actually have 4-player co-op on there. And it's just a great story to play through. Even if you've not played the other ones, you can sort of go into this one without knowing much of the others. As long as you know who Master Chief is and Cortana is, you're good to go. Alright, cool. Well, my brother's been trying to get me to play it forever, so it might be an excuse for me to actually get into it. Alright, before I let you go, obviously I've already complimented your top. You are a fashionista. Now, you are very, very stylish. Thank you.
You got a dope swag, and you are a fashionista of socks. Now, we've had this conversation before. Now, if you don't know Tazziii, you might be like, well, what are you talking about, Midas? Go and check out her Instagram. She is top sock lady. I didn't even know socks could be such a fashion accessory. All right, you know what? For years, I've worn odd socks. So I've got a cousin who he basically, when we was kids, he always used to wear odd socks. And I say, fam, why are you wearing odd socks? He's like, because you always lose a sock. But if you wear odd socks, you've always got a pair. Now, to me, that was genius. I was like, yes. Now, since that day, now I've got loads of socks. But I remember all through my teens, I always wore odd socks. People used to call it Midas socks. That's how bad it was because you'd always wear odd socks. But you've taken the whole socks thing into a whole fashion. I didn't even know it was possible. Tell people about you and your sock life. Okay,
so I can't even tell you what where it came from, because I've loved especially long socks, knee-high, thigh-high socks. I've just loved them for so long, since I was a teenager, right? So much so that the local corner shop we used to go to when we was in year 10 and 11, right? One of the owners of that shop used to call me the crazy sock girl. That was how he knew me, was the crazy sock girl. Because he'd be you've always got these mad socks on, all different colors, patterns. I don't know, I just like it. I just one day I guess we was up Camden or something, and I saw some knee-high socks. I was like, yes. And I just started wearing them, started collecting them. And I have a massive drawer. When I tell you my drawer of just my long socks, that's not including my all my short socks and all the normal standard socks, just my long socks. It's a full IKEA top drawer of socks. I don't know, man, I just love it. I guess anime has had a somewhat influence on that.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, if it's that whole anime look, that kind of Sailor Moon, that kind of influence from when you got into anime being younger.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of drove it to the next level and kept it there. But to be honest, when I started watching anime, long socks weren't even in it. The animes I never watched Sailor Moon until very recently. None of the anime I used to watch really had long socks in them, but
so it was just fate.
it was just fate. But then when I sort of started to watch anime that did have like more characters that wore long socks, so like your schoolgirl types and your like really like cute girls and stuff always have like knee-high socks, right? Then I guess it just like amplified it. It was like just set it in stone, like yes, because I also love skirts and dresses, so they like complement each other. But yeah, I've always been into it. Knee-high socks, trainers, and a skirt would be like my school clothing.
What socks are you wearing now?
I will show you. Just a nice, simple black.
So you do simple socks as well?
Yeah. Like, you can't go... Let me sit down. You can't go wrong with like just the plain black knee-high.
Okay.
It's just like a classic.
It's just a classic.
It's a classic, yeah.
Well, Tazziii, thank you so much for joining me on Too Many Games today. You have been hilarious. Where can the people find you and what do you want them to look out for?
Yeah, so obviously it's been an absolute pleasure being here. So the main things would be obviously the new app that I'm hosting on. It's called Bigo Live. You can find me with the usual TAZZII. Obviously I'm on Twitter and Instagram under Tazziii as well. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube as TazziiX. I've also started like trying to use Reddit, so I've started like a subreddit for Tazziii. But also check out the Story X Story podcast on all your podcasting platforms because we have so many episodes coming out.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us on Too Many Games. Like we do on every episode, we want to know what games you're playing during quarantine. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII's taken over my whole life. Are you playing that? Are you going back and playing Halo? Let us know. I've been Mr. Midas. She's been the amazing Tazziii. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye.